Hey, what's up everyone? It's Sierra and welcome back to my channel. I am really excited because we are building a tiny home today. I was actually looking around on the internet and I found these like little trailer type homes, and one was in the shape of like an octagon, and I was like, this is really interesting. I was like, let me kind of like make this my own in a sense and kind of like tweak it a little bit to kind of how I want it to look. And I am actually really happy, even though it took me like 6 hours altogether. I know you're probably thinking it really took you 6 hours, but it wasn't just like the outside, like the actual like shell of the home took like literally no time to build, but it was all of the outside. I put in a lot of gardens, and I also put in a pond in the back, which I thought it was just kind of perfect with what area we're in. I am building this in Copperdale, which did come with high school years. And I have not built a tiny home like this before. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. It looks so cool. And even though it was on wheels, like the photo of it, I was like, I'm going to make like a little platform, make it like a little deck. So I did use some wood on the outside. I did use some custom content flooring. I did go with a lot of darker colors in this build, which is like what I prefer to use anyway. I kind of just wanted that like, I don't know, that outdoorsy, like woodsy vibe, like a lot of wood, a lot of dark tones. But I wanted the outside with like the gardens and everything like that to be a lot lighter. And I did kind of leave a lot of the outside process in for everyone, just in case you are kind of wondering like how to landscape, just like easy landscaping. This isn't anything like too crazy. It is very simple to do. And if you put enough like gardens and stuff in, at least I think you can really make like an empty space just feel really beautiful and just welcoming. But as you can see, I really wanted to put in like a giant tree in the back, and I wanted a pond back there as well. Even though it is behind water, I thought it would just be kind of like a nice addition. I do frequently add ponds and stuff like that in my builds. I do like working with like terrain and stuff like that. I will start doing more speed builds, working with more terrain. Like I said, it's just something I really love. It just adds some character to just like your landscaping and everything else. But I use not a lot of debug items in here. Usually I kind of go crazy and I kind of mix and match with whatever I can find for debug, but that's why this house ended up being so expensive. It's because of I use just a lot of pricey outdoor just decorations, I guess. Even though plants are really expensive, I kind of wasn't keeping that in mind. I really just wanted this to be beautiful and have as many gardens as possible. I kind of envisioned this like, I don't know, I kind of envisioned like a ghost sim living here, if that makes sense. I don't know. I actually moved a ghost sim in here after I finished building this, which is, you guys are probably thinking, okay, that is kind of weird. But me and Hector are about to have like a whole storyline gameplay thing going on just off camera. I'm not going to be doing like a gameplay or anything with him, but I thought it'd be fun to kind of just really play with like a ghost sim for a little bit. And I was like, oh, you know what? This would be the perfect home for him. Maybe he'll find love. Maybe he won't. Who knows? Maybe I'll keep you guys updated. But like I said, this is just like basic landscaping through here. I always use the lavender bushes and those low-lying yellow plants. which for some reason they are in with the bushes and not in with the flowers. That still kind of like bothers me a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. But I kind of just size up and down a lot of the plants, and I always put in some type of like dirt underneath them and along the pathways as well. It just kind of makes it more realistic, at least I feel like. And you guys can see, I did use that frog fountain that came with, I can't remember which part. It's our farming pack. You think I would know this by now, you guys, because I play with it all the time. But I added that little frog fountain in. I thought it was so cute. And then I kind of just go through and I add some rocks in here and there just to kind of break it up a little bit. I know it is kind of a lot going on in the front, especially with such a small home. But like I said, I wanted this to feel kind of like woodsy and just like really outdoors-ish, if that kind of like makes sense. I just wanted it. I should have probably built this in one of like the vacation worlds, but I thought Copperdale was just like absolutely perfect. So like I said, I usually just go in with just some basic plants, and I always put dirt and stuff down. Just makes it look a lot nicer. I do end up putting in the back at some point. You will see I leave that open for good reason, but I just kind of went in with some snowy escape windows. Those are some of my favorites to use when I'm doing kind of builds like this. When I'm doing more modern builds, I really like using the eco lifestyle, the taller, more just modern looking windows. Those are always a lot of fun to use, at least I think. And like you guys can see here, I use that super cute little frog fountain. I just needed something back in there, and I love using fountains. So I was like, why not? And then I was like, you know what the front really needs? Just like another garden area. And because I wanted the path, obviously, as you can see, to kind of connect around the back, because I didn't want to leave too much of a backyard. I kind of wanted this to be mostly gardens for this tiny home. Like I said, it is kind of like unique, and majority of this speed build really is just me doing a lot of like landscaping and gardening. But you know, since the house is so tiny, but if you guys kind of need kind of like some inspiration or something, or you kind of like struggle a little bit like I used to with landscaping, this will kind of like maybe help. At least I hope maybe it helps you guys a little bit, kind of, I don't know, guide you maybe, or just kind of like I said, give you some inspiration. But we are finally getting to the inside of the home. As you can see, I kept the darker floors that I use outside for like the little deck patio areas. And I did use a lot of the country living pack, like the stove and the refrigerator. I use custom content countertops, and I'm really enjoying using the industrial loft kit, like couches and like the chairs. So I put those in there. I just kind of thought they fit really well. I really love the brown color that we got. It is kind of like a two-tone, almost like brown color. So I thought that really matched well with the like kind of like the greenish, like gray walls that I put in, or like the wallpaper paneling that I put in. I really didn't know what kind of table I wanted. I did want a round one, but we don't have too many like small round tables. And I kind of forgot, you know, this is such a small space. So I kind of had to be very finicky with the placement, because I wanted to make sure you could still walk in through that opening to actually get into the home. And same with the curtains. It kind of, since it's like an octagon shape, the curtains kind of, as you can see, kind of size themselves up and down. So I kind of had to mess with those quite a bit just to kind of get them how I like them, just to look. But as you can see, you guys are probably wondering like what the heck I'm building in the back here. That is the bathroom because I didn't want one in the home. I kind of figured this is like, you know, a very old Octagon home that's been here for a very long time, and there is no indoor plumbing. So you have to go outside to use the bathroom. I know that's kind of probably seems kind of weird, but I wanted something kind of unconventional to play in. Kind of, I don't know. I kind of like weirder builds like this. I don't know if you can call them weird, but I like unique builds like this. I like playing in them. I just think they're so much more fun. But with the bathroom, I use custom content in here for like the flooring and everything. I absolutely love that tiling. It has so many different swatches that came with it, and I use it kind of like just as much as possible. And I really wanted the roofing to be more like rounded, so you guys saw that I kind of mess with that a little bit. And bathroom placement with the tub, that was really interesting because of just the angles of everything. And I kind of thought, I don't really want a mirror in here. If you guys want, I don't really expect anyone to really play in this since it is so small and just weird shaped. I really don't expect too many people to just want to play in it. But the upstairs, I just put in a single bed, and then I put in this like the trunk dresser, which I find extremely cute and very functional because you can use it as pretty much anything. You can use it as like a TV stand or as like a side table, pretty much like anything. I do end up throwing some plants and stuff on top of it. And I use that werewolves rug. I thought it matched really well with that trunk, just the blues and the reds. I was like, okay, it kind of just really ties in well. And majority of the time I don't put in floor lamps, but I just thought it was kind of appropriate since we don't have room really for a side table or anything. And of course, I always have to go in and put some type of plants in the inside of this build. I almost put in like a rocking chair, as you can see up there, but I kind of just left it empty. I maybe will put in some planters. I don't know, in my gameplay. But and then the back, I kind of just put in, I wanted to put in like a little path area to like sit and stuff, but I end up just putting like this cute little bench area in the back just to kind of sit down and hang out if he wants to. Like I said, you don't really have a lot of room in the back. So I was like, we don't have too many room for activities, but it's a beautiful view. So honestly, who really cares? But I hope you guys enjoyed this build. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. I am live 4 nights a week on Twitch. Stop on by and say hello. It is always a good time. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Have a good night.